Well, this experience is going to be a first. We start out at an unmarked parking area, and it looks like there's a memorial here to a Ken Maynard. Very, very interesting. And I'll just focus in on this. It says a little bit about him. Anyway, we're on the Kyle Canyon Road, and as I mentioned, an unmarked parking area. It's mid-December, and about 6:45 in the morning. You can see there's been snow in the Mount Charleston wilderness. Moon is still up, hasn't set yet. And so there you have a shot of Mummy Mountain. There's the east side in the sunrise. Very beautiful today. And you can see the Delta Canyon there that we ascended just about a month ago, maybe less than a month ago. It was still summer. All of a sudden the winter came. Here is Mount Charleston, or Charleston Peak, and then moving around, you see, I believe Harris Mountain. Not able to see Griffith Peak. There's some kind of a canyon down here. Very steep drop off right where we're standing. This looks like some kind of hiking destination. I may try this canyon sometime, but the goal here is this mountain straight ahead. This is La Madre Mountain. And I don't know how many attempts I've made at La Madre Mountain. Maybe 10, 15 from the south, in Red Rock Park, from the west, from the east. Haven't made the top yet. The reason is that La Madre Mountain sits pretty much in the middle of nowhere. If you do not have a four-wheel drive, which I do not, there is the Beast. That's the closest I will get to a four-wheel drive. If you do not have a four-wheel drive, you can add about 8 miles to any La Madre Mountain experience. And there's no exception to that today. Now, it looks like there's been some snow, so we're going to encounter some snow. I have some spiked shoes, so that'll be helpful. I should have brought my ice axe, didn't do that. What we're going to do is we're going to head down and cross Kyle Canyon Road from this parking area. Head down the canyon there at the base of the mountain, circle around, and find a route up to the top of La Madre Mountain. See how close we can get. This is the first exploration, so we may not make it all the way up, but looks like the day is pretty nice. The sunrise is here, and just give you a 360-degree view. There you can see in the distance the sheep range. And believe it or not, this over here could be in the distance there between, through that canyon, could be Gas Peak. Not sure. We'll certainly find out as we rise higher. So We don't know the route. We don't know if clouds are going to close in on us. We want to make sure that doesn't happen because the route is unknown. Have a compass coordinate. But anyway, we're going to test this out and see where we end up. Off we go. We've just crossed Kyle Canyon Road and in a Joshua Tree forest here. I'm going to try to ride this low canyon a little bit and then head up to a ridge and see if I can find an approach to La Madre Mountain. I hear that there is a trail up there somewhere, and it actually looks like there's a sort of a trail or a ditch that I'm on right now, but I don't have a whole lot of hope that that's going to continue. There should be a road down here also, that an unpaved road that will at least lead to a ridge that will lead up to La Madre Mountain, but we'll see. Maybe there's a trailhead up there. We're gonna have a day of discovery today. Here we go. By the way, my altitude reading is 4,600 feet. Well, here's a very brief little trail from Kyle Canyon Road, and then we hit a road of sorts. And so if what I'm thinking is that this may be a road that takes me to the closest thing to a trailhead. So let's take this, see if it helps me to get here, La Madre Mountain. Okay, I had to leave that road. It was leading off in a tangent, and so I ascended a ridge. Now I can see, that road also was in a ditch, so I couldn't see around me. There's the Mount Charleston Wilderness, and here's 360-degree view. There's the Sheep Range, and my point of reference, my starting point is this parking area right down here. And my point of reference for return is going to be the tip right there, the tip of the Sheep Range. It's the left side there. There's the Sheep Range. And I'll just head for that on the way back. And here we have Gas Peak emerging into view. And of course, beyond the sunrise here, this is our goal, La Madre Mountain. Looks like there's some kind of action down here. I don't know what that is. I'm going to skirt it because that's probably someone's property. But it looks like there's a ridge above that property that may lead up to La Madre Mountain. And we'll see how that goes. I don't want to get into any private property, but I believe that I can skirt all of that and head up La Madre Mountain. We'll see. I've descended into a major wash. You can't see these things on the map necessarily. I was on that ridge and had to skirt that cliff. But now it looks like they're in the middle of this wash. There's a pretty nice road. And this road may actually, on the way back, lead to my point of origin. So there you see La Madre Mountain. A little closer. It doesn't look too close, too much closer. And I could go up that ridge, but I don't want to end up ascending and descending ridges because that burns up a lot of energy. I could try to go through the valley here and try to skirt the ridges, but all the ridges are going against me, which means that I'm not able to stay on one ridge and head up to the top. I'm going up ridges and down into valleys, up ridges and valleys. So that is not the most efficient way to approach a destination either. But we're exploring today. So far, no fences. I'm hoping that I don't hit any private property. Just don't know at this point. There's a good shot of Mount Charleston. And here, of course, is our goal, La Madre Mountain. So we're going to continue winding around these valleys and ridges, see if we can find a route that is going to take us up to La Madre Mountain. Here we go. Well, good news, we're, I believe, in BLM territory, Bureau of Land Management. I took that road from that wash. It split off to the left, and the left split definitely leads more toward La Madre Mountain. There is, however, some structures up ahead, and there's a lot of junk here in this wash. So a lot of evidence that there's some habitation up here. And as I said, I don't want to get into private property, but I see all the BLM posts all around me, so I think we're fairly safe. There's one BLM post right here. So we'll see if this road is perhaps a route that is going to lead to an approach for La Madre Mountain, which is right up ahead here. And by the way, taking this road back could save a lot of time because it's a very nice road. I could run this and probably cover the distance all the way back to my starting point in about 10-15 minutes, where it's taken an hour to get here because I've been going over ridges and dealing with wilderness areas. So anyway, we're going to see if this circles around and maybe even leads to something that resembles a trailhead. Off we go. This is good news. What I thought was someone's property is actually just an abandoned structure here. And it looks like this area, the road I'm on, looks like it has been recently traveled. And I have a feeling that it's where highway vehicles, maintenance vehicles, load up gravel or sand to coat the road with when it's icy and there's snow. So we're in Bureau of Land Management territory here, and all I need to do, that makes this very easy. It's a great approach road, and next time I do this, it's going to be much more rapid because I'll just take the road until it ends. So continuing on up, let's find where this road ends and if there is a trailhead or an approach ridge to La Madre Mountain. Okay, this is looking really good at this point. So let's see what happens. Looks like this is an unofficial target range. A lot of shell casings here on the ground. Hopefully it's not going to be any live action today. mistake me for some kind of game animal. But as you can see, a lot of shots have been taken of this old vehicle. And then just about everything you can shoot at looks like it's definitely been peppered with shotgun pellets. And so anyway, so we make some interesting discoveries as we go. There's an old foundation over here, and there's a lot of large rock that I would think is used to line highways. So this is definitely looking like some kind of a BLM road maintenance station. Okay, no action here though right now. Onward. Okay, the road system is dividing right here. And big question is the left branch or the right branch going to be the best branch to take me up to La Madre Mountain? I'm going to try the left branch at this time, and maybe climb a ridge just to see where I am, maybe get a little better perspective, maybe climb this little ridge, look around, because at this point I'm beginning to need to look for that ridge that's going to lead me up to La Madre Mountain. So let's see what things look like up at the top of this little hill. Okay. It's looking to me like that left road, which is down this canyon, is more likely to lead where I want to go. The right road, or right branch of that road, is in this area, and it looks like it may even circle around, and they both meet down at the bottom of this ridge I'm on right now. But I'm kind of liking the road or trail system that I'm seeing up ahead of me. So I'm going to head for that and see if that leads to a ridge that's going to help me up to La Madre Mountain. I definitely don't want to go straight to La Madre Mountain, because going straight involves climbing a pretty high ridge system that is not doing what I want it to do, because I'm going to have to climb all the way to the top and then descend. And I think I saw on a map earlier that ascent and descent is nearly 1,000 feet each way. And so I'm gonna go straight ahead and find that smaller unpaved road and continue on that, looking for a way around this high ridge between here and La Madre Mountain. There's no direct route by the way I've taken, so it's a matter of navigating these ridge systems that are all running against the direction I want to go. So let's try this and see where it leads. If I'd taken the left branch back there, which I will take on the way back and stay on roads, I would be right here. This is where, this is basically that little, what looked like a trail. Now that we're closer, it's a pretty rugged four-wheel drive road. Probably going to get more rugged as we go. But this is where I'd like to be. Interestingly enough, it's been about an hour and 45 minutes. And I believe that from this point on the way back, I could be back in half hour or less, because I'd just take the roads on the way back, where I have had to go up ridges and get lost, and I just navigated through a huge rock quarry. By the way, taking a look at the points of reference, there's the sheep range, and we look at the tip of the sheep range, the left tip. That is my point of reference for the way back. And when I hit this spot, definitely I'll just take the roads, but to get here it would be good to keep that point of reference, because I know if I head straight for that tip of the sheep range, I'll be back where I began. Okay, and here, by the way, is Gas Peak. You see the tip of Gas Peak right there. So we're in familiar surroundings, at least in the larger picture. Definitely gun ranges around this area. People erecting anything that looks like it could be a target and then shooting at it. So no one currently there now, but that would be something to watch out for at different times as I pass through this area. Okay, things are looking good. Up we go. So I'm still just about 30 minutes from my point of origin, which is right down here. Let's see. Nope. It's more right in this area. And there you can see the tip of the sheep range. And yeah, that's pretty much my point of origin, right down, straight line, right down here. There's the sheep range, and here's Gas Peak. And from this point, I'll take a left turn on the way back, and miss this road that goes off to the right. So I'll take a left and then just continue on down. Everything's a right turn after that, and take me back. So a lot of little rabbit roads here though. So it's pretty much of a maze. Don't want to take the wrong one on the way back, or it'll just extend the trip. And here you can see La Madre Mountain, much closer. So, oh, wait a minute. No. That is La Madre Mountain. There we go. So what we're doing is this road is skirting a huge ridge. And that's the only way to La Madre Mountain, is to skirt the ridge rather than go up and down, because as I said, it's around 1,000 feet up and 1,000 feet down. So far we have ascended about 850 feet. So we've got another 2,500, let's see. Yeah, 2,500 feet to the summit of La Madre Mountain. Over there, you just see the tip. So that's very doable in terms of altitude gain. But the big question is, how much loss and gain am I going to have to take before we get there? So I want to see this. I want to see an opening that leads up to La Madre Mountain. So far, I haven't seen it. But we'll continue on this unpaved road, four-wheel drive road, and just see where it leads. Nice little road system for a four-wheel drive, and I can see that it's been used recently. Although at the beginning of it, there was a sign that said no motor vehicles, so I don't know how those two observations blend together. But anyway, we continue. We've reached a perspective with a pretty awesome view. You can see the whole Mount Charleston wilderness here spread out before us, and Kyle Canyon, which is that valley right in the center. And just to give you an idea what is where, there is Griffith Peak, that pointy peak, and then just pretty much in front of it, this area right here in the center, that's Harris Mountain. And then moving a little further this direction, there's Charleston Peak. And then a little further on, that looks like Lee Peak right in the center. And continuing, it looks like Fletcher Peak in the foreground, dark green, and just behind it and to the right is Mummy Mountain, and you can see that snowfield in the center. That's the Delta Canyon that in the northeast Mummy Mountain page, that was, and southeast Mummy Mountain page, we ascended Delta Canyon, 2 different ascents. And here's the left side, and we're looking over that ridge there. I mean the right side, sorry. Over that ridge there would be Lee Canyon. So it gives you an idea what we're looking at in this direction, Mount Charleston Wilderness. And then we do our 360 degree, and we can see the sheep range right in the center, clouds at the top, and what else do we see here? Okay, we can see Gas Peak, that pointy peak over there. And then looking around, as you know, our goal is La Madre Mountain, and we've reached a puzzling spot because we are at the top of a ridge at this point, and this four-wheel drive road has ended right up here, and you can see there is a huge descent from this ridge. The four-wheel drive road continues here. Maybe it winds around and it's not so horrible, but this is the kind of thing that can easily double the altitude in a summit route. I can see a ridge down in this direction that leads up to the summit, potential summit route to La Madre Mountain. I see another ridge off in this direction that could potentially lead to the summit. But getting to either of those ridges means descending all the way down this canyon and then reascending. And I would like to find a route that begins at the base of one of these ridges. So I'm going to explore a little more around here and see if I can see a route that's going to not involve descending. That's close to 1,000-foot descent and then reascent, and that could pretty much drain the energy needed to get to the summit of La Madre Mountain. So this is an exploration day on the north side of La Madre Mountain. And by the way, this whole ridge system that you're looking at is the Keystone Thrust. On the other side of this ridge system, the other side of La Madre Mountain, you would be looking straight down at Calico Basin. And the other side of this next high point there, and we've stood on this high point when we approached La Madre Mountain from the west and from the Willow Springs area. And you can see that in the West La Madre Mountain page. We stood at the summit of this hill. It took us about 6 hours to get to that point. And then we were looking at descent and ascent and working our way over to La Madre Mountain. So that looked like another 2 or more hours. So you see, La Madre Mountain is in the middle of nowhere when you're doing this by foot. So anyway, though, I was starting to say that from this point, if you were standing on top of that hill, you'd be looking straight down onto Red Rock Park and seeing Turtle Head Peak. By the way, speaking of Turtle Head Peak, we're almost at 6,000 feet. Turtle Head Peak is 6,200, and so we're only 200 feet elevation below Turtle Head Peak. But to get up to La Madre Mountain, which is 8,000 feet, from this direction, we'd have to descend and ascend another 1,000 feet, which I'm not sure I'm into doing that today. I think what I'm going to do is stand on top of this hill in the foreground and see if I can see approaches to one of these ridges that's not going to involve one of these 2 approach ridges that is not going to involve a radical descent and ascent. And I'm sure that something like that exists. So I just want to scope it out and see if I can locate it. Okay, onward. Okay, scoping the area out a little more closely. We can see the point of origin down there, right in the center. There's a little road right down here that if I were to take that and go straight, that would take me up this canyon down here. And as I ascend that canyon, then I reach a point where I can ascend this ridge system in the foreground, and then take this ridge system up to La Madre Mountain. That is what I think I'm going to try next time, and see if I can ascend. All I need to do is ascend to this ridge system, and then that takes me up to just below the summit of La Madre Mountain. So we'll see, and then up at the top of this ridge system, it connects with the other ridge system, the other approach ridge system from the north, and both of those reach a point just below and to the right of La Madre Mountain. And that's where I want to be. I want to be at that point. So it looks like it is possible to get there by going up this canyon and then finding a way up the ridge. And to get to that canyon, of course, I just take this little road right down here from my point of origin over here. So I'm going to head back for now and return in a week and attempt that other route, because where I am now, there's no way to get up La Madre Mountain without descending 1,000 feet and reascending 1,000 feet, and doing that through wilderness area. I think that would just eat up a lot of energy and time. So this has been a learning day, and we'll return and take another shot at La Madre Mountain. And by the way, I've seen, I don't know if you can see it right here, but a lot of the rocks around here have a little white film on them. You can see that straight down here in this shade area right in the center. There are whole boulders and rocky slopes that have that white film, and I'm wondering if that might not be the, in fact, here's another example. You can see it with this rock right here. See the white there? And on a few of the other rocks. And what I'm thinking is that white film, whatever it is very likely the white film that makes up the La Madre Mountain scar that I've called the permanent snowfield, because it looks like a snowfield even in the middle of the summer. And that's straight center there. Of course, there's some real snow on there too right now, but that's the La Madre Mountain scar, and it is really white during the summer when the sun's shining on it. And I'm wondering if it's the same material that's on top of some of these rocks that are all around me right now. That was one of the things I wanted to discover this winter, is what makes up that white scar on La Madre Mountain. So we'd have to go up there to actually verify what that is. But anyway, so here we are. I'm going to turn around, head back for now, and return next week and try the other route.